Hello again and welcome. Today's video is going to be my method of producing an emerging bowl. First off, I'd like to thank very much Ron Radliff from Woodchuckers, who gave me a lot of help and enabled this thick Welshman to get it into his head the method to use to achieve an emerging bowl. Ron very kindly sent me PDF files and we conversed via email and I finally got it sorted. Woodchuckers is a terrific group which is on Facebook. It is absolutely awash with experience. There are turners there that have been turning for many years, and there are also beginners. It is a wonderful source of information and it's a great community. So I'll put a link down below to Woodchuckers, and if you're starting out wood turning, or indeed you've been wood turning for some while and you've got some questions you want to ask, Woodchuckers is the place to go. I'd like to give two quick shout outs, both to UK turners, which is great. First one being Keith Barrow. Keith hasn't been turning that long. He's put a few videos up. The lad's got a really good sense of humour, very dry sense of humour. And he's also got a lot of talent, and that I'm sure will develop over a very short space of time. So go across to Keith's channel, subscribe and support him and watch him through his learning journey. The second guy is Harry Watts. I've known Harry via, again, emails, etc. And we've had a few phone calls over the last quite a while, about a year or so now I should think. Great guy, and he has been, I'm sure he's been woodworking for some time, but the wood turning has been about 12 months, and he's very talented, nice, really nice guy too. He did his first video a couple of days ago, and it was a segmented bowl, his method of doing a segmented bowl. So again, go across to Harry's channel, subscribe and support him as well, and I'm sure he'll be very appreciative of you going across and viewing and commenting on his videos. Well, that's about it, guys. We'll go over to the lathe now, and I'll show you my method of producing an emerging bowl. Here now is a waste block in my dovetail jaws, and what I've done, I've just marked some quadrants there for help me line up. This piece of sapele, which I got from Keith, thanks Keith, is approximately 2.5 inches square and about 3.5, 4 inches long. I haven't got a thickness so I can't get it exact, but what I've done, I've drawn a mark so I can line it up as centrally as I can on the chuck, on the waste block, and then what I'm going to do is hot glue this to there. Now Ron used ordinary wood glue, which is fine, but I am a great exponent of the old hot glue, and I have no problems with it with regards to security. So I'll do that and I'll come back when it's glued up. Okay, so I've got it glued up, and I just bring my tailstock up and it's only slightly off the centre. I'm quite happy with that, and all I've done is tack it to begin with, and now what I'll do is run a bead. There are some people that don't like using hot glue, but I must be honest, I have no problem with it at all, and I'm only putting the hot glue around the join, making sure the glue is as hot as you can get it, and letting it dry properly before. Another thing to do is to make a template of the approximate size that you want your bowl to be. That way you can, with me anyway, the most common fault I had in practice was getting a flat bottom at the here, and not getting as near a perfect half sphere as I could, which will pay dividends in the end. So again, I've put a centre mark there, so I've got some idea. I've drawn a line here to give me some idea of how far up I want to go, and obviously it will be dictated too until I get rid of all the flat spots. That will also dictate the size of the sphere that I can do on this particular piece of wood. Okay, so the glue's had time to dry up now, about 10-15 minutes to make it really cure. I'm using a 3/8 bowl gouge for stability, and we'll get turning to a half sphere. Looking at the template, unless you have this wonderful ability to do it by eye, we're getting there, but it's still a little bit flat on the bottom, so just got to keep working away at that. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That's quite good. That's quite good. Okay, so the next stage is to sand up, and obviously the piece here is to clean all this up and then sand by hand, and you can refine the shape a bit with the with 120 and up. I'll just sand this up to 320. I'm not going to put a finish on it, and then we'll go to the next stage. Okay, we're at the stage now where the I've sanded up to 320. Okay, this I would spend more time with sanding. Obviously, this video isn't about that. It's about the technique of getting this emerging bowl. Now, as you can see there is the template. There's a little mark there from the tailstock. That doesn't matter because we're cutting this in half, and we will be making 2 blanks eventually. Now that's, I'm quite happy with that, but any imperfections in your radius there will show on the rim of the bowl when you hollow it out. So as near as possible is obviously better. The reason for putting the marks on now will become fairly evident, because that will give me a guide for the bandsaw when I cut this in half. Now, as far as the hot glue is concerned, literally all I do is take a chisel and a couple of not too hard taps. 1 tap, and then we'll do 1 more here, and it's just peels away. So all you've got to do is clear up that little bit there, and I assure you that is a really strong bond. I had a catch quite a while ago now with something that was on a glue block. The actual wood broke before the glue joint, so I can't speak highly enough of it. The wood must be dry, of course, and the glue must be as hot as you can get it. You can see now the relevance of keeping that line there, because that means I can cut this in half, or as near half as I am able. So we'll turn the bandsaw on. And there we have our 2 blanks, and the profile of the half sphere isn't too bad. Now you can see here that I am I wasn't central. There's a bit more there than over here. Well, that's not a problem. I've cleaned up the glue block again. Ready? Now what I've done, I've taken a pair of compasses and located, what the camera picks that up there, the best centre point for the rim to be as equidistant all the way around. So what I did is measured the block, split it in half, and then literally by trial and error used the compasses to get a good even line between the inside of the rim to the outside of the rim. Okay, so that will give me a mark then to set it up. Now what I'm going to do is again hot glue it, but what I shall do, I will put, because I'll be turning it, let's just say approximately there, I'll be also putting a little spacer behind just to add a little bit of support, and I'll just tack that on with a bit of hot glue to the actual face plate, not to the underside of the bowl, because under normal circumstances I would have finished this, so there won't be any glue coming in contact with the finish. So that's hot glued on, and you can see very slightly it's a little bit off true, but I'm not too worried about that, to be honest with you. Now a little block at the back, because you'll be hollowing here, although I'm quite happy this is more than safe, I'll just hot glue, won't glue this bit, just onto the back here, put a bit of hot glue on there, and glue that into place and just get it up against the back of there, the base of the bowl. And when that's dried, we've got a nice bit of contact there. Don't need to profile it in my opinion, just give that little bit of extra support. As I explained, I'm at great pains to tell you, this is not going to be a perfect finished piece. The idea is to give you the method which you can start off to produce one, and then you'll obviously find your own methods to which suit you best. If you're not happy with the hot glue, like a lot of people aren't too keen on it because they don't think it works, I personally have got 100% faith in it. By all means use any other affixing method that you wish. I just find that the hot glue works very well for me. So I'll just let that all dry out completely, and then we'll get the hollow in the bowl and we'll be finished. Okay, so now we'll just trim off the face a little bit, and then hollow out the little bowl and we'll be finished. Turning about 1500 revs to start with, light cuts. And that's ready for sand. There we go. I've just sanded down to 320 and just put some finishing oil on to show you that it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect on the outsides, because as long as the bowl is fairly concentric, that's the important thing. Is to get rid of the is to detach it. Same method as before. Very light taps just around the joint, and it will come free. There we go. That will come free. It's only glue around the edges, as you can see. So now it's ready for sanding up, finishing. I mean, really and truly, you should do all the sanding before you turn it to hollow. But for the purposes of this video, I didn't want to go through all that. You all know how to do that. but it's very effective. I'll put some photographs up at the end. I hope it helped you, just to give you an idea of how to get started to get a result. And obviously, I mean, this one is quite small. You can do them as big as you like, and I still maintain that however big you go, that the hot glue, providing it's hot and the surfaces are dry, you will have no problem with that as a method of holding. 320, and this is the emerging bowl, just under 320. Just one coat of finishing oil on, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. I think they're very effective, and they're great fun to do, and I hope that this video has been a bit of help to you. Well, thanks very much for watching, as I said, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers now.